Indeed. But now we're going to hit our first of our 1001 video games you must play before you die within VGM 26. VGM 26, our 26th show, John.
26th show.
Wow, we. Okay, right, okay. Wow. Well, we started this feature a few weeks ago whereby we've been blessed with this Bible-like book of all the video games you must play before you die, and it's very, very recent. It runs right from 1972, I think.
Well, from the 1970s. From
the 70s, early 70s, right up to last year, so it's very, very, very recent. So tonight, last week we ended on Missile Command from 1980. Tonight we have Rogue Cello. This cello is a bit of a rogue cello, isn't it?
It's popping it whenever it feels like
it. Really is. Okay, well, this is called Rogue from 1980. Platform Various. It's a Various platform.
Oh, it's
okay.
Multi-platform.
Interesting. It doesn't have a company name as the developer. It's just got Michael Toy, Glenn Wickman, I think, and Ken Arnold. Okay, and it's a strategy role-playing game. Okay, Rogue first appeared on college Unix systems in 1980. I really need some music. Okay, it's coming. First appeared on college Unix systems in 1980. It contains infinite variety via a series of randomly generated ASC2 rendered dungeons.
ASCII.
That must be explored in a bid to retrieve the Amulet of Yendor from somewhere beyond the 25th level. An unlikely achievement given the imposing difficulty for even the earliest dungeon layers. Practically no information is disclosed to the player, so every new game is a voyage of discovery, not just of the dungeon's layout, but also of the monsters and items within. Progression to the deeper parts of the dungeon is such a rarity that there are inevitably new monsters to meet. Quaffing potions, is that right? Quaffing potions and reading scrolls along the way is always a calculated risk. You might discover that you've just gulped down a potion of strength. You feel stronger. What bulging muscles. But if you've guzzled a potion of blindness, a cloak of darkness falls. You can kiss goodbye any chance of surviving to the later levels. That sounds intense,
It
dude.
sounds amazingly dark as well.
Very, very dark.
No pun intended.
None at all, John. None at all. Okay, well, we're going to be rocking on with some more of that, and also we'll be talking a bit more about the magic of completing a video game, which even now, I mean, you know, I'm into my 20s these days, as is John, but we've been gamers since I'd say the golden decade of gaming from the 80s, right?
Well, I'm from mid-90s, but...
Really?
Yeah, mid-90s.
Yeah, but you were born in the 80s, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I was born in 1990.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I grew up in the golden age of gaming of the 80s. I'm not showing my age now.
Shush you.
But anyway, what we're saying is, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, if you're an avid gamer, completing and accomplishing your goals within a game is still so magical. And this game coming up next, Angry Birds, is a pure example of that. Highly addictive game for iPhones and smartphones, and it is such a brilliantly intuitive game. Angry Birds' main theme. Jono, brilliant stuff.
20 past 8.
Nice. John, absolutely love that music from Angry Birds. Highly addictive game. We're going to be talking a bit later on, actually, with Boomstick when he gets it, of course, bringing us his movie reel, Boomstick's movie reel, and he's going to be reviewing Another Earth, which is a brand new sci-fi flick.
Sounds good.
As well as one other, which is a mystery film.
One he's not going to tell us about.
Yeah, he likes to keep things under wraps. But apparently, Angry Birds is seeing a feature film, John, in a couple of years.
That's something I haven't heard myself, but...
Apparently so. It'd be really interesting to see how this is done, whether it's going to kind of be feature-length CGI or whatnot. But I can't imagine that's going to be made into a live action, would it?
Well, I can't imagine live action. I don't think Angry Birds would really work live action.
We're heading into 2012. Anything's possible.
This is true.
This is true. This is true.
If the rumours are meant to be true, apparently the world's meant to end at around this time next year anyway.
Well, wasn't the world supposed to end a couple of months ago? A certain kind of calendar was kind of up for expiry or something.
Yeah, I think that was meant to happen a couple of times this year. I think we're going off on a tangent.
Yeah, slightly. Okay, well, we're talking a bit about magic of completing a video game on VGM Awesome tonight. VGM 26, our 26th show. So, John.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you the $100 million VGM question.
Yes.
Can you remember the first game you ever completed?
The first game
and the one that had a profound effect on you?
I can't actually remember the first game I ever completed because it was probably some obscure DOS game which I don't actually remember.
Yeah.
I think the first video game ending which I actually remember seeing was the ending to Sonic 1.
It's interesting you say that because I'm pretty sure mine was Sonic Chaos.
Sonic Chaos?
Sonic Chaos on the Master System.
Okay.
I'm sure it was. And I mean, I played that game absolutely solidly in the late 80s when I got it for Christmas. God, you weren't even born.
It wasn't even the late 80s, it was released...
Was it before that?
It was released after Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I think it was.
No, it was really?
Well, Sonic wasn't around pre-1991.
Oh, of course not. Okay, yeah, it must have been early 90s then, okay. Okay, I mean, I remember it so well because pretty much you get these big cinematic endings to games these days. But all it was, it just had the credits kind of scrolling up or down the screen, and you had Sonic just running across the screen.
Yeah.
And then when the credits came to an end, it just said, thank you. No, it said, thanks to all of the Sonic crew and you. And that was pretty much all it did. But I remember being mesmerised. It's just like, oh my god, wow. Do you know what I mean? This is amazing. Little did I know that was going to like mould the rest of my life.
Right.
But yeah, what was like the earliest memory you can have, or you have of completing a video game? Like it really sort of grasped and took hold of you, and you really thought this is really quite magical. Can you remember anything?
That would have had to have been.
So many games.
Yeah, there's so many games. It's brilliant. I think it would have to be the ending of Sonic 2.
Really?
The ending of Sonic 2. It took me ages for me to do it because of course.
Well, the end boss of Sonic 2 was notoriously difficult.
And let's not forget, I was around 5 or 6 years old when I was when I was taking this thing on.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it took me months to actually beat it once. And so I kind of beat it once, and I didn't do it again for ages.
Nice.
But yeah, the thing I just profoundly remember were these sort of just still images.
Yeah.
That were played after that with this really pretty music. And then sort of Sonic falling down from space, and then the plane catching him, then he jumps off into the screen. I just thought,
because then that tied nicely into Sonic 3, because that's how Sonic 3 starts, isn't it?
Yes, it actually starts off with him on the aeroplane, he jumps off, turns into Super Sonic, and runs onto the floating island.
There you go, indeed. So there's some magic of completing video games. We're going to be kind of going through the years, as we will be with the 1001 video games you must play before you perish or die, which is quite a strong word. But yes, in a second we've got some Heavy Rain coming up.
Bradley Stoke Radio at Christmas. Make Christmas memorable and tune in all day.
Merry Christmas.
Alright. So we've got some action music here now from Heavy Rain, The Chase. We're going to go straight into Ethan Mars' theme after that. John, great game.
Brilliant game indeed.
Brilliant game, very intuitive, and I'm sure it's going to be on our list of the best games this year.
Well, it was released in 2010. So.
Oh, okay, not this year, last year, whatever. Enjoy. And we are now going to continue with a really beautiful piece, again from Heavy Rain, and this is Ethan Mars' main theme. Nice.
VGM awesome. It's awesome.
Wow, John. Wow.
Those two pieces.
Amazing. Do you know what I really liked about that second piece in particular?
Ethan Mars theme, go on.
Which you might not have recognised, actually. I mean, the piece itself is just beautifully composed. Really, really gorgeous stuff. But what gave it a real sense of realism for me was the at the end, when it was that solo piano, you could actually hear the ambience of the player. You could hear them pressing down on the sustain pedal, and also breathing as well, of the stringed instruments.
Can't say I noticed that.
I've never noticed it before, but with these headphones on, you get a much more refined kind of sound. And I picked it out then. You can actually hear him pressing down on the pedal, and also the pads hitting the strings within the piano as well.
Brilliant.
Amazing. It just gave me a real sense of realism. And it's like, whoa, incredible. You know, and again, this is testament enough for where video game music has come. You know, we really are waving the flag in the UK for video game music. In Japan, China, and certainly the States, it's got a big following, and it's much more of a mainstream thing over there. But in the UK, doesn't see as much sort of recognition for the amazing art form that it is. So, well done us. High fives. Yes.
That's better.
Okay, so yeah, VGM Awesome 26. You're listening to VGM Awesome, brandonradio.org.uk. Get in touch with us, facebook.com/VGM Awesome. Or indeed, via studio@bradleystokeradio.org.uk. We want to hear from you. It's the Christmas period, and we love Christmas, and we love you, the folk of Bradley Stoke. Jono, how's it going?
It's going okay. Not much has changed since the last time you asked me, which was about 20 minutes
ago. You say
ago.
that every time, and it's like, do you know what? You're right, it hasn't changed, but I just want to make sure that you're doing okay.
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing very well. I'm looking forward to Christmas and everything. It's going to be incredible.
At the end of this week, would you believe it?
Cello. Incredible. Okay, right, well, today, as it is our final show of 2011, we're wrapping things up a bit by telling you a bit about the top 20 games of 2011, and the first one being...
So number 20.
Yeah, number 20 on our list. This is the MSN list, so I don't think that's biased to any sort of game or whatever, but it might be, I don't know.
Well, it's made by Microsoft.
Exactly, so you might see a lot more 360 games in here as opposed to PS3 ones. But anyway, moving on. Number 20. John, you fan of racing games? I imagine probably not.
I'm guessing it might be Gran Turismo.
No, very close. Forza Motorsport 4. Released on the 360, and this is why it rocked. It had stunning visuals underpinned by adrenaline-pumping handling, excellent and unpredictable opposition, and online modes galore. It delivers the most convincing yet accessible driving simulation we've ever seen. For those of you hankering for a bit of excitement in your driving simulators, this is manna from heaven.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. I did play Forza 3, I think. I mean, I'm not a massive driving fan. I quite enjoyed Burnout on the PS2.
Yes, I've got...
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got Burnout Paradise on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
They were good fun, very arcadey, and I think that's why I like them. Whereas these are proper
right.
sims. They're proper simulators,
yeah,
and they
that's
are...
Right.
You know, that's the equivalent to, you know, a Heavy Rain for the action-adventure kind of sort of game or something.
Yeah, that's right, where they build it as interactive drama.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, it's great within its genre sort of thing. In fact, I think we should read another one.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not content with just one, actually, John.
Let's say number 19.
We've got the power to do this. Interestingly enough, you'd kind of expect Battlefield or Call of Duty to be on there.
Yes.
And you'd expect them to be maybe in the top 5?
Possibly, yeah.
But I brought it up because it's not. Number 19. But they've given it a joint slot. Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 both get the 19 slot because you literally can't really pick them apart.
That's right.
But they do. So this was released on PC, PS3 and 360. Why it rocked. These two state-of-the-art first-person shooters went head-to-head. They literally came out within days of each other, didn't they?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. But which one won? Arguably, both. The quality of Battlefield 3's multiplayer is undoubtedly remarkable, but Modern Warfare 3 was a superbly crafted piece of action schlock, dropping you into the middle of World War 3. Both are brilliant, full stop. Modern Warfare 3 wins on single player if you can ignore the increasingly ludicrous and bombastic plotting. Big words. But Battlefield 3 arguably edges it in multiplayer. Interesting, actually, because I have read that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was kind of, it was like run and gun, run and gun.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas the Battlefield 3 multiplayer experience lended it more to sort of strategy, more kind of team-based action.
That's probably why it might have swung it.
Yeah, I think kind of, certainly from an online point of view, that's what you kind of go online for. I think you want to kind of interact with players from across the globe, you know, team-based and use teamwork to kind of complete your goals. I think Battlefield kind of tick that box more so than Call of Duty 3.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, sorry.
Yeah, it sounds like you have to use your head a lot more.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to be reading more of that a bit later on, but we're going to rock on with a really cool track. Wolverine's theme, probably one of my favourite Marvel characters, up there with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, and this is his theme from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the official soundtrack. Enjoy.